Greetings, metalheads, and a very warm welcome to No Nonsense Metal Reviews. I'm George, and today I'm going to be rambling on a little bit about an excellent show that I attended on Monday night, 18th of March 2024. Not to forget. An excellent show, as I say, a really brilliant show at the Norwich Waterfront, or the studio venue, which, if you're familiar with the Norwich Waterfront, is a legendary venue here in the UK. It's one of those dingy, dank, old ex-warehouse kind of setup. However, it is a great place. It's a fantastic venue, and I have been there more times than I would care to know. A great venue, a great lineup we had here at this particular show. The headline act was none other than Liverpool's finest sludgy doom merchants, the mighty Conan. So, from Liverpool, UK, as I say, Conan have been around since about 2006, I believe I read. First ever time that I have caught them live. I believe that they haven't actually come to this particular part in the east of England, so I haven't had a chance to catch them previously, but nonetheless, first time for everything, and it was a fantastic show. Really delivered the goods and then some. So, if you're not familiar with Conan, as I say, kind of sludgy doom metal. It's got an incorporation of, a classic headbang-worthy, groovy Sabbath-style doom. There's also slightly more aggressive, heavier parts there that you can, again, absolutely headbang along to, but it's also going to appease and satisfy the tastes of fans of more death doom metal on the heavier end of the spectrum, shall we say. But it was an absolute treat. So I've never seen Conan before, but they really delivered the goods. But it wasn't just Conan. We had three bands on that night. The first band on was Acid Throne, a band that I have to admit I'm not familiar with. Hadn't heard them before. We just turned up as they were starting off their set, and they were very good. I can definitely see there's a little bit of a resemblance or a similarity with the mighty Conan in terms of it being very sort of heavy doom, a little bit more aggressive, certainly vocal delivery, aggressive, harsh vocals, but good stuff actually. And I'm going to make it my mission to delve a little bit deeper into that band, check them out, see if they've got any albums that I can pick up for a reasonable price. So Acid Throne kicked off. Good band, as I say, just not all that familiar with them. Then we had another band entitled Wallowing. Now, Wallowing are from Brighton, UK. I have heard of these guys before. They had an album in 2023 called Earth Reaper, which I remember at the time reading quite a lot of high praising reviews about it. There was a lot of talk about that particular album. And Wallowing play a very interesting style of metal. It's doom, it's sludgy at times, but there's also a little bit of a kind of black metal aggression and vibe there. It's just mad. To be honest, it was totally bonkers. I'm not familiar with Wallowing's music, but there was obviously a lot of Wallowing fans there present that night because they got a great response from the crowd. People were lapping it up. My gig buddy was in awe of this particular mental ritual that we were witnessing, and he certainly enjoyed it. Bigger fan of avant-garde and kind of unusual psychedelic crazy noise music than I do tend to just favour more conventional headbang stuff, but hey ho, they were very good. Certainly had the stage presence and the get up, wearing some sort of crazy space beekeeper looking outfit. Very interesting indeed. Yeah, just a bit of a strange one. I would recommend checking them out. Again, I am going to delve a little bit deeper into that band just to try and get my head around what on earth is going on. It was certainly interesting. But then, of course, we had the main event. We had Conan. So, just over an hour long set, which was very good. Totally caught and gripped my attention with both firm hands the whole time. It was freaking fantastic. I've been into Conan for a lot of years, actually. I believe I got into them with, I can't always quite remember which way round it was. It was one of these two albums. It was either the brilliant Revengeance or the equally brilliant Blood Eagle. And I can't quite recall. I remember picking these up relatively inexpensively. It was around 2015, 2016, but I remember just being absolutely floored by the sheer brilliance and heaviness of these albums, of this band. Been a fan for a long time, but I will admit, shamefully enough, I don't actually have a physical copy of their newest album from 2022, the rather excellent Evidence of Immortality. I know, a crime. I haven't got a physical copy. I've been waiting for it to sort of decrease in price a little bit, as on Amazon it was always so massively expensive. But I have rectified that, and I have actually ordered a copy now. Managed to find quite a good deal online. So I've ordered the copy, but I have heard the album, and it is very freaking good. So, just to acquaint you, bit of a bands you need to hear recommendation, in fact, with the excellent catalogue of this brilliant band. Right the way back in the beginning, we had this freaking fantastic EP. This is entitled the Horseback Battle Hammer EP. This was the first release from the band, and it's a long EP. Only 4 tracks, but of course we're talking Doom here, so they're long tracks. But it's got some of their signature pieces on here, mainly the wonderful Cruel, which kicks off the album. The sheer magnitude and weight of those riffs is city leveling stuff. It's formidable, absolute doom ecstasy. But then we've got Satsumo, which featured in the live set. That is a fantastic track, and the crowd was absolutely lapping up Satsumo. I was certainly headbanging like a lunatic to that one. This is a really good EP with the equally brilliant Dying Giant. I've also got Sea Lord on there. A really good starting point. Fantastic EP, a sort of album length EP. We've also got a sort of compilation of demos here. So this particular release is entitled Man is Myth. And I love the artwork. I absolutely love it. I was actually very tempted to get some of the sort of mountains as tattoos, because I love that. Absolutely brilliant. So this is a really good demo compilation. We get the brilliant Practice Room demo from 2009, which contains Battle in the Swamp, which is a freaking amazing track. Then we've got Satsumo. We've also got another version of Satsumo a little bit later on. We've also got Gravity Chasm and Faux Hammer. Both tracks in the demo form sound great. It just sounds raw. It sounds rawer, a little bit fuzzier, a little bit nastier. But both of those tracks, Faux Hammer and Gravity Chasm, which are both monstrously big tracks, they both featured in the live set as well. So that's more one for the die-hard fans. But then we've got the first debut album here. Well, that kind of goes without saying. If it's a debut, it's going to be the first. But first full-length album, shall we say. This is Monos. And I bloody love this album. The groove and the sheer weight of some of these riffs and some of these tracks, such as Hawk as Weapon, which of course is a fan favourite for any Conan fan. And of course that did feature in the live set as well. Then we've got the brilliant Battle in the Swamp, Grim Tormentor. Just the entire album, to be honest. It's an absolute masterpiece. It's got a good combination of, as I say, that kind of Sabbath or St. Vitus style, really heavy but groovy doom. But it's just got maximum distortion as well in there. So it's that notch heavier, if you like. But it sounds bloody brilliant. Absolutely love it. So the killer Monos, rather, from 2012 there. Fast forward again. to Revengeance. Great cover. All of these albums have great covers. This one, I feel, is a notch heavier. Still doomy as hell, but I feel like this is a notch heavier. They seem to have just sort of gotten heavier over quite a short period of time. Over that interim period between albums seem to have increased the weight of their freaking excellent doom. Revengeance, fantastic album. Definitely, I'd recommend any of these albums and all these tracks, but I'd particularly recommend Throne of Fire, which is fantastic. Thunderhoof, Wrath Gauntlet, just brilliant. Excellent artwork, excellent aesthetics. It's the whole package. This one, Blood Eagle, the next album, is a particularly mighty effort. Great tracks here. We've got Crown of Talons, Total Conquest, which is monstrous, Foehammer and Gravity Chasm, which of course featured in the live set there. Horns for Teeth. It's just brilliant. Awesome, freaking awesome stuff. Heavy as hell. I really like the high quality of these packages as well, actually. I think that Napalm Records do often do a very good job on their physical articles. And then we've got 2018's Existential Void Guardian, Prosper on the Path, Eye to Eye to Eye. We did get Pain Cantation featured, which was really cool. And that's a sort of a minute long, almost like grindcore, speed and aggression heavy track, like a really heavy track. More, like I say, more like grind death metal than a traditional doom or even a more typical Conan sounding song. But this is a fantastic album as well. The set list was a real career spanning one. Of course, we did have a good few tracks from the newest album, which is a fantastic album, so it's no bad thing at all. Some really good tracks there, but they also delved into each kind of period of the band. They gave their whole catalogue a bit of a visit, and it was just a brilliant, as I say, totally grabs your attention, a brilliant set, start to finish. Massively heavy. The guys themselves, very humble, you know, clearly enjoying themselves, but also very grateful to the crowd, for everyone coming out on a Monday night. I find that really humbling as well. So they were grateful. They were genuine people, not trying to be rock stars in a little venue. They were just clearly glad to be there, playing live for the fans. Musicians, flawless. Can't really fault them at all. Really, really good musicianship there. Really tight band. Considering this sort of doom, it often sort of comes across as being quite loose. Not a bit. Tight, solid, really, really talented musicians. Drumming, flawless. Bass work was excellent. And John on vocals and guitar, absolutely delivering the freaking goods. Heavy as hell. So what would I say out of 10 for that particularly brilliant night? Easily a 9. It was fantastic. It's one of the best gigs, and me and myself and my gig buddy both said this when we came out of that venue. That was one of the best shows that we've attended in a while. Recently we've seen Crowbar, we've seen Fuming Mouth, we've seen loads of bands, we've been to loads of gigs recently, but that was easily one of the best shows that we've been to in a long time. And I think the crowd, certainly I got that impression, shared that enthusiasm and opinion as well. So if you've got an opportunity to catch Conan on this tour, I don't know if it's still ongoing, but if you get an opportunity, go and see them. They will not disappoint. It's a bloody brilliant band, brilliant live presence there. I know that they are playing at Incineration Fest UK 2024. So again, if you got an opportunity, go and check out Conan. If you've never heard of them before, I strongly, strongly recommend that you acquaint yourself with their mighty catalogue, right from the debut, Monos, up to the new album, which I have rectified that crime and have ordered a copy. But personal favourites for me include Existential Void Guardian, which is just massive. Just all of them. I can't even pick one album, and that's always a good sign. I think if you can recommend a band, or you can choose a band where there's no clear absolute favorite album, there's always that little bit of a moral crisis, existential crisis, existential void guardian over which one is the best, which one's your favorite. That's always a good sign. That's always a clear indicator that they've got a lot of strong material to choose from. Also picked up this rather delightful long sleeve as well. Merch was plentiful, and they've got some freaking great designs there. I was really torn, but this one featuring this long sleeve featuring the horseback battle hammer artwork, caveman battle doom, and logo prints down the sleeve. It's very comfortable, actually. Really loving this, and very reasonably priced. So I was glad to pick up a item and show my support. Keep the guys on the road. Were you there? Are you catching Conan on this tour? Are you a fan of Conan? Are you going to check them out? Because I think you should if you're not a fan. And let me know what you think. Always interested to hear thoughts and opinions of others. Thank you very much for watching, my friends. Do check back soon for more reviews and recommendations of all those good, heavy things. Please do feel free to subscribe, like, share, comment. It's all very much appreciated. Thank you very much for the continued support. Take care of yourselves, my friends, and until next time, stay heavy.